orientation. Okay. So yeah, it was about a total. We got there. Jesus, why don't I remember anything right now? Okay, I got the whole schedule now. So yeah, we got there Monday, and we had our class meeting, and then we had like accident and disease prevention, which I really don't even remember what that was about. Like, I think just like being careful around campus is not getting into trouble. And then we went to bed, came back. Breakfast was at like 7:30, and then we had our second class meeting, and we learned Korean. It was like a really brief, like basic lesson. It was kind of fun too, but we just learned like basic Korean and then like idioms in Korean, like played a game. And then we had a lecture about like Epik life and like what's expected of you from Epik, what you do as a teacher, like what your responsibilities are, what not to do, like other stuff that like just important information you need to know about just Epik life in general. And then we had lunch, and then we had lesson planning. So we had like a lecture about like lesson planning and like how it's normally done and like just ways you can do it, like different methods and of teaching and all this other stuff. And then we got put into our groups that we were seated with, because there's like a seat formation, like assigned seating, and whoever your group was, whoever you were sitting next to was your group for your lesson plan. And then with our group, we just like randomly picked topics and like subjects to like make a lesson plan on, and then it gave you like the grade that you were teaching, like what the lesson was, what the goals were, all that stuff. So you had to like create a whole lesson in a PowerPoint based off of that, and then you'd like mock teach it to the class at the end of the week. So yeah, that was like majority of like the orientation, was just like working on your lesson plan and like we presenting it. So that took about like, I think we learned about the lesson plan on Tuesday. We had all of Tuesday and Wednesday to work on our lesson plan with our partners, and then like all of Friday was presenting. Like the entire day was just focused on presenting those. So yeah, all of Friday was dedicated to just presenting our lesson plans. We had 15 minutes to present our entire lesson plan. So we didn't like, we made like a lesson plan like we were having a full like class time, like the 40 minutes of class time. But when you were presenting it, you only had 15 minutes. So you just kind of like, oh yeah, great, we did that. And then next thing, like you acted like you were teaching, and everybody else was like actual students. Like we acted like third graders, we acted like elementary school kids, middle school kids, high school kids, and like played along with the lesson. And then you just like skip over and like, oh, good job, because clearly you're not gonna have a whole 40-minute lesson plan in 15 minutes. So you would just like pretend like, okay, we're gonna play this game now, and then 2 seconds later, oh, great job everybody, like great job on the game, on to the next thing. So yeah, you just, and you were timed too, so you could not go over, like I think they're like not real penalties, but like you were docked like points, even though it was like, it wasn't like a real grade, like you were still like docked points for going over or being too short, because you still had that whole 15 minutes. If you got done at 13 minutes, you'd have to find something to do for the next 2 minutes, because you can't just leave after that. But everybody did such a good job. Like our like lecturer was like super impressed with our group. Everybody who like presented that day, like he was like super impressed with, and everybody did such a good job. I was like shaking the entire time, because I'm like, I'm fine with like public speaking sometimes, and then other times I'm just like, oh, like just losing it. But as soon as we got up there, like it went smoothly. It was like nothing. I don't know why I was freaking out, but yeah, like before all that, I was like shaking. My heart was like beating so freaking fast. I'm like, oh my god, I can't. Like I was like losing it. And but yeah, like I said, when I got up there, literally just flow, because we had practiced it like exactly how we were gonna be and who's gonna speak when, this and that. Like I wrote a whole script for myself, because I'm just that kind of person. Like I need to know what I'm saying, who's saying what at what time, and what I'm saying back. Like I need to have all of that memorized, which I mean, it's okay, but like the way it is here, like there's a lot of surprises, so you can't depend on, you know, everything going as it is, so you have to be flexible. So I need to get better at that. But yeah, no, we did great. We did like better than I expected us to do. Our lecturer was impressed. So after that, we went and met with the SOME people and learned more about our contracts and like what's in them, what's like, you know, duties that we have to abide by, and like just everything that goes into the contract. And then got our placements, which oh my god, we were freaking out about, because Seoul is mostly like elementaries, and so that's where the majority of us were going to be. But then he was like, oh, there's one person that's going to high school, so we're all like freaking out like, oh my god, what, we're gonna be teaching high schoolers? We're like, no one wanted that like at all. So we're like freaking out, trying to like, is it me, is it me, is it me, and just like praying, manifesting like, oh please don't be me. And I was like, oh please don't be me, let me have a great location. Like I was just so worried I'm gonna be like in the outskirts of Seoul, which is still basically like very rural. Even though it's in Seoul, it's super rural. So I was like, please let me get a good location. And your girl, we manifested that, because when I got my location, bro, as soon as I looked it up, I was like, bet, thank you Lord, come through. Like, oh my goodness, I was so happy. Got an elementary school, and guess what, in the same district as my previous study abroad location. Literally like so close. Like I've been in this area like no majority of it. Like I was basically back home. So I was super happy. I'm like, are you kidding me? I got exactly the grades that I wanted, and I got a good location, like literally dead center, like not dead center, but like pretty center-ish of Seoul, like literally 10 minutes from Hongdae, and I lived in Hongdae basically like every night, and I like not too far from all the other stuff. So I was just so happy. I forgot to mention, like on the second day there, like okay, second full day there. So we got there Monday, and basically we had this done Wednesday. So Wednesday was like dedicated to like I said, like getting your materials for your lesson plans and like working with your group, whatever. But we also had a medical exam, a required medical exam in the morning. Got up at like 6 o'clock to go do it, and you got like your blood done, you got like your weight and height, they tested your eyes and ears, they tested everything. They tested your urine for like drug tests, and like anything you could possibly think of, they tested for it. So yes, so don't do anything that would be considered illegal here. Don't take anything that would be considered illegal here, because they will find out in that medical exam, and you will be booted real quick, and be like basically not able to apply again. So definitely be careful with that. Just because it's legal in the US do not mean it's legal here. And then even if you carry that over to the Korea, it still could affect you. So be careful about that. But yeah, and then we got our placements, signed our contract the last day, and the next morning we were out. We got split up again into whatever locations we were, and our bus drove us to go get picked up by our co-teachers. So my bus took us basically like right next to the World Cup stadium, and then our co-teachers came and like one by one picked us up. It felt like an adoption agency. Like we were holding our signs with our names up, and they were just like, oh that's mine, oh this one's mine, oh that's mine. Like they were just coming one by one and like picking us out, and then taking us to their car and putting our luggage in, and like taking us to our places. My girl came with her dad. I was so scared about like not being able to fit my luggage into their car, but her dad came with her and he helped, and I felt so bad because he was like lifting this 60-pound luggage into the trunk and trying to make it fit, and oh my god, I'm like, oh please don't break your back because of me. Like I felt so bad. I'm like, next time I'm not bringing this stuff, I'm not bringing this amount of stuff. I feel so bad. But we managed to get into the car, like managed to fit everything in there, and then she took me to my apartment first. She's so nice. Oh my god, we talked the entire time. Like, oh, I'm so glad I have a nice co-teacher, because I was worried that, you know, I was going to turn into one of those horror stories you hear about, well, like the co-teachers don't do nothing for you, and they don't even care to talk to you, and they just don't even want to be like, they don't want to be a part of your life at all, even though they're supposed to be there helping you. But she was great from the start. She was really cool. She said she studied abroad in Seattle before, so her English was like really good. But yeah, we got to my apartment and she was like apologizing profusely. She's like, I'm so sorry. This is like the only thing that we could find. Like they gave us very little money to work with, and da 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 da. Like I was like, I didn't even know that they picked out our locations. Like honestly, I had no idea. I thought I picked out our locations, like our apartments. I had no clue that they had like the co-teachers go find apartments for us. So that must have been stressful on her part. I can't even imagine. But she was like, she's like, I'm so sorry if you don't like it. I'm like, honestly, I'm prepared for the worst. Like I was already prepared for the worst watching other people's videos of like their apartments and like being in like literal like tiny boxes. So I was like, you know what? I'm prepared for that. It's fine. It is what it is. But we get in here and like there's no elevator, first of all, and I'm on the second floor. Thank God it's only the second floor. So we had to like lug our luggage up. My luggage. We had to lug I keep saying our. So we had to lug my luggage up. We had to like drag my luggage up So we had to drag my luggage up the first floor to get into the second floor. And once again, Dad came through just trying to do everything by himself. I'm like, please let me help you. You're gonna break your back. Oh my God. And he was like, no, I got it. So I let him do it and he did it. I'm just like felt so bad because my shit was heavy, bro. Like I said, 65 pounds. But thank God it was only the second floor because it would have been more than that. We would have been screwed. I'm like, forget it. Forget it. Forget my luggage. But yeah, we walked in and honestly, it was way bigger than I thought it was gonna be. Like look at it now. You can kind of see a little bit of it now. It's kind of a mess. Don't forget all that trash right there. I gotta sort that out and figure it out. But yeah, way bigger than I expected it to be because I was ready to be stuck in a little prison cell in a little box because some of my friends already sent me pictures and videos of their apartments and they were tiny. So I was like, oh, bless, like I don't even care about the like where it's at. Like I don't even care. I'm just glad I have space to move around. Bless. So I'm like, you're apologizing for nothing because this is already great. She was like, okay, but also it's a really old building and the utilities are kind of really old too. And I like as soon as like I saw the like oven, I was like, oh yep, I see what you mean. It's very old. Like the washing machine was old. Like the stove is very old. Like everything's really old in here. But I mean, as long as it works, I don't mind. I would rather have the space than more modern appliances because I can work with space. I don't really like cook like that, so I really don't care for the stove like that. And the washing machine, like I have a lot of clothes, so I won't be using it too often. Like I'll just go through all my clothes and then, use it whenever. So I'm just more happy that I am able to move around and do whatever and just have space. So I'm happy about that. I will be doing a full apartment tour later on when I actually like get it decorated and looking nice because right now it's looking like trash, hence the trash over here. But yeah, once it's looking like a lot better and is actually more personalized and like decorated, I will do like a full apartment tour of everything and you'll actually get to see the space. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, that's basically it. And then she like took me to my school, my school was a lot bigger than I thought it was. Like for an elementary school, it's actually pretty big. Like it's like 3 separate buildings and each building is huge. So, and there's no elevators there too. So man, they're about to kick my butt because it's up to like 5 floors and a lot of my classes are on the 5th floor. So I'm like, they about to whip me into shape. Korea about to whip me into shape. My legs about to be looking toned, and I mean real toned. But yeah, no, the school was cool. My co-teachers are cool, so I'm happy I'm happy all that worked out because that was what I was most scared about. Like my placement, my co-teachers, and my school. So it's already been almost a month here. I'm making this video so late, I know. I've had 3 classes so far. No, wait. I've taught 2 days so far. The first week was just kind of like desk warming and just getting to know everybody and walking around, looking at the school, and I didn't really see any of the kids. I just kind of like was at my desk the entire time, and then also like trying to go take care of documents with ARC and like bank stuff, and I'll make a whole nother video on that too because that process is insane. It's so stupid. Oh my God. But yeah, just taking care of that kind of stuff was like majority of the first week. And then we had Monday and Tuesday, I just kind of desk warmed too. And then Wednesday was election day. And then Thursday I taught for 5th grade, 4 classes of 5th grade. And then Friday I taught 3 classes of 5th grade. So yeah, so it's been fun so far. I'm loving my school, loving the kids already, like my teachers, love my place and the placement. So I'm glad it all worked out. But yeah, I just wanted to share all this information with y'all because I have like not posted in like a month, like a proper video, because I posted like TikToks, like shorts or whatever, but like a proper video, I don't think it's been like over a month. So I'm like, let me get all this info out. Let me tell the people why I'm here and what I'm doing here and everything. But yeah, so far I'm loving Korea again. It's definitely a different Korea than what I was last time I was here, because obviously that was pre-COVID in 2019 when I studied abroad. So being here like post-COVID is like so different. Like so many things have changed, so many different policies and just like rules you have to follow. So it's definitely like a completely different view, and like I feel like I'm kind of like relearning Korea again, even though I'm familiar with it. So it's been weird. It's been weird. But no, I'm loving it. Even with COVID, it's still a lot of fun. I'm still having a great time exploring and like going to visit friends and just seeing the city and everything. But yeah, definitely stay tuned for all the videos that are coming up. I'm definitely going to be taking a lot of trips, a lot of exploring. So I'll take videos of that and then just explaining like the whole Epik process, like videos of my apartment and like how like a week in my life at school and just like what I do as an Epik teacher, just everything that you could think of I'm gonna be posting. So definitely just wait and stay tuned. Might take me a minute, but I'm gonna post. I am. But definitely make sure you subscribe so you can get the notifications for whenever I post those videos and you don't miss out. And also don't forget to hit that like button for this video. But other than that, it's been your girl Evie.G and I will see y'all later.